Jo, hi, zurück zu The Council. Wir haben ja letztes Mal hier dieses, ich sag jetzt mal, Bibelrätsel gelöst. Jetzt gucken wir mal, dass wir hier rauskommen. Wir schließen uns mal den anderen Gästen an. Ohne Erfolg. Oh, ich habe die Nachricht nicht verstanden. Oh mein Gott. Tja, das ist jetzt die große Frage, ne? Okay.
It's time I went back and joined everyone in the small salon.
Okay, waren wir hier eigentlich schon mal so? Kleiner Salon. Das kleine Wohnzimmer ist unten, ne?
Emily, I must speak to you.
What's the matter, Louis?
I have news about your sister.
What have you found out?
Look, I've started piecing together the events leading up to my mother's disappearance and your sister's. Did my mother know about your secret?
Yes, even though I belong to the English chapter, her rank in the order gives her access to a good deal of personal information.
It must have been Emma I saw in my vision.
I was given to understand that my mother and your sister bonded during their stay. They kept up a secret correspondence, which makes me think they were suspicious of someone.
And did you find out who it was?
No, but von Wollner is mentioned. They were planning to make a quick getaway and were looking to hide something beforehand.
Have you got these messages?
Oh, no, sorry. Someone was coming, so I had to burn them so as not to be seen with them.
You burned them. Very well.
Should I speak to her about my vision? If what I saw is true, she might want to take revenge.
Emily, there's something else.
Go on then.
It's about your sister. I don't know what happened exactly, but it's possible that my mother had a go at her.
I know, Louis. I found out that same evening. Well, thanks for not trying to hide it.
What? Why didn't you tell me?
I didn't know if I could trust you. Now I know I can.
Na klar,
It seems
kannst
that
du.
your mother tricked Emma. She apparently asked her to hide an important book, so that even she wouldn't know where it was. And then she shot her like a dog to make sure no one would ever find it again.
How did you find out?
Sir Gregory told me on my arrival.
I'm sincerely sorry, Emily.
Sir Gregory.
Thank you, Louis. But you do realize your mother will have to accept the consequences of her acts.
There must be an explanation, Emily.
That's what we shall see. Come, Louis. They're waiting for us.
You were paid dearly, Peru. I'm sure you were involved somewhere along the line.
That's right. Pretend you don't know. One piece of advice. Don't travel through France on your way back, or it'll cost you dearly.
Calm now, my friends. Let's calm down. Everyone seems to be a little unnecessarily heated. Don't forget where you are, please.
What's going on here exactly?
Sir Gregory called us together to introduce the last guest. But hardly had we arrived when he set upon Monsieur Peru.
And who is this charming character?
Manuel Godoy, the Duke of La Alcudia.
He's the head of the Spanish government, Monsieur de Richet. He's the one who, in practice, controls Spain.
How could you dare do such a thing? Dios mío, you are all out of your minds!
Really, Duke Manuel? What made you kick up such a fuss?
What? Have you not heard? Well, let me inform you that yesterday morning at 10:22 a.m. precisely, in the middle of the Place de la Révolution in Paris, by decree of the National Convention which Monsieur Peru works for, King Louis was guillotined.
What?
Oh, no. The King of France is dead, gentlemen. Our monarchies are in danger. I have said it before. How dare they?
Oh dear.
Oh, as if...
Friends, let us calm down.
Don't pretend to be surprised. He got a fair trial.
Ridiculous! Bastard! He was sentenced to death by 361 votes to 360. You beheaded a king for 1 vote! Is that your democracy?
What an obnoxious act. Until this, anything was possible. This political coup will have grave consequences.
France is lost.
Gentlemen, please. Let us take a step back a moment.
In the name of holiness. He was the highest representative of God in France, Emily.
Gentlemen, this news affects us all, but I must ask you to remain calm. It's not the first time history has taken us by surprise. Let's ensure that our respective countries are allowed to respond appropriately to this news.
Oh, rest assured. The response will not fall short, my friend.
Good for you. Well, Your Grace, here I was preparing to introduce you as is proper, and you've beaten me to it. I'm delighted that we are all together at last. Our meeting will therefore be able to kick off shortly. I have just a few more little preparations to take care of before you all find out the reason for your presence here. In the meantime, I shall leave you to get to know one another. When you hear the bell, please proceed to the conclave room on my left, behind that door. I'll see you later.
Okay, bis später. So, mal gucken. Ach, die gehen alle.
Could you spare a moment, please, sir?
I'm glad you asked. I want to talk to you, too.
Of course.
I heard about your mother's disappearance.
He looks concerned. I don't know why, but I doubt it's from sympathy alone. Well, let's see what he wants from me.
Any news of her? Have you found her, maybe?
Hear you speak, it sounds like you and my mother were close.
Let's say I hold your mother in high esteem, yes. We were even planning to work together.
That's what he was getting at.
Did she tell you about our arrangement?
The cat's out of the bag now.
More or less, but please do refresh my memory.
Yes, of course. Nothing of great importance in itself. During one of our discussions, she spoke of an old book which might have been of interest to me. And she had agreed to let me have it.
A book about what?
Ancient occultism. As you are aware, I am a doctor of theology. You might have come across some old books in her belongings, perhaps?
The least one can say is that he doesn't beat around the bush.
Sarah never travels without a few books. What does the one you're looking for look like exactly?
It resembles a grimoire. It's divided into 7 parts, each one individually locked. It was made in such a way that if someone tried to tamper with it, the sheets would be permanently tarnished. It's a unique copy. There's only one.
The mere mention of it makes his face light up.
Well, I'll take a closer look, but I can't promise you anything. You seem very upset. Is it so important to you, this book?
Well, it's the search of a lifetime. What can I say? Every time I move closer to it, it seems to slip away at the last minute. I was very surprised to learn that your mother had it in her possession. I thought it was with a certain von Borchardt in Paris. Do you know him?
I've never heard of him. I'm sorry, I haven't been much help to you.
Well, too bad.
I hope I've been able to satisfy your curiosity, Mr. von Wollner, and that you succeed in finding what you're looking for.
Oh, and so do I.
And now, what if you told me who you really are working for, instead of keeping up this pretense?
I beg your pardon?
We both know what you're looking for, von Wollner. You're the one who von Borchardt was planning to sell it to.
For centuries, all those who have come into contact with the Al-Azif have bitterly regretted it, Monsieur de Richet. You are playing a dangerous game. Please know that I am working for someone who does not appreciate anyone poking around in his business.
Let me guess. Your dear king, I should think.
What? You mean Frederick William? Oh, my poor fellow. You are miles away. That stupid, pretentious puppet wields no real power. But seeing as you do not wish to be serious, so be it. Good luck to you.
Okay. So, wir können noch ein bisschen rumgucken. Wir können noch mit den Typen hier quatschen. Lässt er mich quatschen?
Monsieur Bonaparte, may I speak with you a moment?
May we?
Does expression "go beyond the nightmare" mean anything to you at all?
Well, metaphorically, yes. It sums up the career of a soldier quite well. I doubt that is what you want to hear, though.
Indeed.
That's surely not what I'm looking for.
Well, monsieur, if you are looking for a phrase book, Lord Mortimer must surely have one, given the number of books he has. You ought to check in the library of the tower. You never know.
What do you think of Duke Godoy?
Well, I'd rather not express any opinion of him.
Why is that?
His reputation is enough for me.
Meaning?
This gentleman enjoys people talking about him for too many reasons. His undeserved titles, more than 10 in just 4 years, and each one more prestigious than the one before.
You don't think he deserves them?
If I had seen him on the battlefield, there might be some doubt. But that is not the case. The Queen would rather not risk losing him, so she consoles him with awards and titles.
So you don't have a very positive opinion?
His coveting French Catalonia does not encourage me to have one.
I understand your point of view. Would you have any more information about the conference Lord Mortimer spoke of?
Nothing at all. Mortimer is very committed to secrecy when it comes to his conferences. But given the presence of Monsieur Peru and ourselves, I think it must concern France to some extent. Otherwise, I doubt he would have invited 3 Frenchmen to his table, huh?
Well, I'll be leaving you now. Shall we meet up again later?
Wait, monsieur. Any news of your mother?
Unfortunately not, no.
I hope to speak with her about my deal before I leave. Let me know if you find her. À plus tard, monsieur.
À plus tard. Okay, let's go. Wen haben wir noch hier?
There's a pattern with 5 circles on this chest. I've retrieved everything. Chronicles of the Amber Princes. As I recall, Dorkin was my favorite character.
Nur anschauen.
Chronicles of the Amber Princes. Ja. As I recall, Dorkin was my favorite character.
So, wir könnten natürlich rausgehen, das tun wir aber nicht. Mal ein bisschen rumgucken hier. Okay. Jetzt die Frage, gehen wir mal hier raus. Ne, geht nicht. Ihr kleinen Schweine. Okay. Gehen wir durch die Haupttür. Riesenhalle, ne? Soll ich noch mal ein bisschen rumgucken? Ja, wäre auch ein Wunder gewesen, wenn ich abbauen könnte. Hier. Muss mit ihm mal sprechen.
Go beyond the nightmare. Does this line remind you of anything in particular?
You've caught me unaware here, Louis. Let me think about it a second. No, nothing comes to mind.
No,
sorry,
eine
Louis,
Sekunde.
but I am unable to help you.
Mr. President, what do you think about your counterpart, Duke Manuel?
I'm very surprised he was able to accept Lord Mortimer's invitation, given the political situation in Spain.
I wonder what promise Lord Mortimer could have made to make him agree to come here, given the circumstances.
Who knows?
Mr. President, can you tell me a little more about the coming conference?
Of course, Louis. That's why we're here. Lord Mortimer or Sir Gregory regularly organize meetings like this to put forward major projects.
What do you mean by major projects?
I'd prefer to let Lord Mortimer explain that to you, Louis.
Ja,
Let's say
klar.
he brings together influential people in order to consider possible actions to undertake to guarantee the future of nations.
Do you know the theme of the conference?
Not in the slightest. None of the guests know the theme before arriving. But you'll see, everything will turn out fine. Don't worry.
Okay, dann wollen wir ihn
Well,
mal in Ruhe
Thank you for
lassen.
your time.
Don't mention it, my young friend. Regarding your question on the nightmare, don't hesitate to question the others about it. Maybe one of them knows more than I do.
That's a good idea. Thank you once again. I'll see you in a little bit.
So, hängt hier sonst noch einer in der Halle rum? Mal eben gucken. Ne, hier nicht, ne? Das ist ja krass. Ich hätte mich ja an den Kamin gesetzt. Na gut. Ah, ist das nice hier. So, Ari. Gut, dann gehen wir noch mal da in die Halle rein. Komm. Entschuldigung. Hier durch. Flo. Und da geht's nicht. Doch. Da geht's lang. Ich gucke mal, ob die hier im kleinen Salon sitzen. Kleinen Snack zu sich nehmen oder so.
Circe preparing wine. What better trap for Ulysses?
Ja.
Romney painted Lady Hamilton as Circe.
Ah, Louis. Just the man. Good Lord. How did the king come to be executed? I would think that the order would have intervened.
Das macht der Schmetterling da.
Your Eminence, I'm sorry for King Louis, but he did everything to put himself there.
Louis, how can you say such a thing? Even if France rejects the church, you don't go and behead a person of high status. They always serve our cause better alive than dead. Politically, it's absurd.
I invite you to speak about it with my mother as soon as she reappears.
Is there any news of her?
Klar, Mann.
Well, I hope it won't be long before I find her, Your Eminence.
Louis, I'm counting on you. If you don't find Sarah before my departure, I must ask you to give me back the letter I gave you.
Well,
Okay.
don't worry about that, Your Eminence.
Now you wanted to speak to me.
If I say the nightmare to you, does it make you think of anything?
Your question is strange, my son. Difficult to say. Could you at least tell me a little more about the context?
Well, I mean, if it were a place or an object found on this island, what would you think of first?
The nightmare. No, I don't see
No.
anything. I'm sorry.
Well, that's too bad.
Ah, wait. I suppose it might be that horrible painting hanging in Lord Mortimer's study.
Pretend not to be that interested. Right. Well, don't worry about it. I was just curious. I was wondering what to think of that Manuel Godoy.
He is reputed to be a very ambitious character, at every level. But his faith is unwavering. He is a staunch defender of the church. You can believe me.
As to his faith, I have no doubt. However, his ambition seems to surpass his morality, and I hope that it will not sully the crown.
You can say that again. The blue eyes of the latest Infanta, Maria Isabel, have left everyone wondering.
Rumors always accompany men of power, Your Eminence.
Naturally. But the number of awards and titles granted by the Queen during these past 4 years leaves little doubt.
So, Godoy really is this out-and-out rascal who uses his charm on the Queen.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure a man like you is in the circle of trust. Would you know what the conference that Lord Mortimer mentioned is going to be
Keine
about?
Ahnung.
Not really, my son.
Siehste?
Well, be it Lord Mortimer or Sir Gregory, we are never informed about the theme of the conference before it begins.
Thank you for everything, Your Eminence. I shan't take up any more of your time.
You are welcome, my son. I will be seeing you, Louis.
So. Mortimers Arbeitszimmer. Jetzt ist die große Frage. Kann ich hier noch irgendwas Schönes anderes finden? Kriegt die mittlerweile auf? So, die große, feine Bibliothek.
Atrus, the Miller brothers. Mother expressly forbade me from reading it.
So ist Mutti halt. Ein bisschen rumgucken hier, ne? Das hatten wir schon mal. Nichtsdestotrotz scheint sich aber nichts zu verändern, ne? Also. Das ist sein Arbeitszimmer.
There's the alchemical symbol of the earth on the lid.
Devil's Thorn. I'll keep it.
So, kann ich da noch was mitmachen?
There's the alchemical symbol of the earth on the lid.
Hab die halt einfach noch nicht, ne? So, lass mal schauen. Hier nochmal. Sehr gut. Okay, sounds gut. Können jetzt natürlich dann noch raufgehen, oder? Wollen wir das? Erstmal nicht, ne? Ah, lassen Sie rein. Shit. Okay, Mortimers Arbeitszimmer. Jetzt bloß wissen, wo es ist, ne? Das ist Georg. Ups. So, wo war das denn, ey? Das ist es auch nicht. Das ist vom Mom, ne?
Monsignor, His Eminence Cardinal Piaggi. Huh, that's me.
Shit. Können wir rein eigentlich? Ne, auch nicht. Mensch, wo war denn sein Arbeitszimmer? Auch nicht. Boah. Ah.
What do you want, Louis?
Tja, wollen wir mal... Oh, wir können beides
What do you
fragen,
think
ne?
of our last guest?
Well, I never thought I would get the chance to meet that Hispanic Casanova in the flesh. His reputation is well known. The gentleman collects lovers, including, would you believe it, the Queen of Spain.
Mm-hmm.
I doubt that Lord Mortimer invited him for his charm, if you want my opinion. Emily, what can you tell me about the coming conference?
Sir Gregory and Lord Mortimer organize this kind of high society meeting every so often in order to consider the world situation.
But to what purpose?
Well, by bringing together the most influential people from the dominant nations of the modern world, they allow the mighty to discuss matters with calm clarity. There are precedents of armistices being signed at the end of these talks, you know. Talking while holding a glass of brandy makes things easier. You'll see.
Okay.
You're leaving me?
Unfortunately, I have things to do. Thank you again, madam.
Okay, gucken wir mal, dass wir hier jetzt irgendwo das blöde Zimmer finden. Ich habe keine Ahnung, wo das sein könnte. Das Arbeitszimmer.
So, what did my mother mean by going beyond the nightmare?
Also, wenn es wirklich ein Gemälde ist. Oh, Schlüssel mit einem Wassersymbol.
Dante's Purgatory. Why does your mind presume to flight when you're still like the imperfect grub? the worm before it's attained its final form. Charming. The Book of the Mortimer family.
Okay, hilft mir jetzt vielleicht im Moment noch nicht. Schlüssel mit Wassersymbol finde ich natürlich sehr nice, ne? Wir gehen einmal hier das Rondell rum, hier diese Geschichte hier. Na, bloß nicht den Hintern verbrennen. Was haben wir noch hier? Da.
Which four-letter word could open this chest?
Was weiß ich. Zeus, okay. War zwar geraten, wie bin ich jetzt da drauf gekommen? Haben wir hier irgendwo was? Das könnte Zeus sein. Naja. Lass uns gucken, was hier noch ist. Sehr gut. So, das war das Ding hier in der Mitte. Da wollen wir nicht reinfallen, ne? Nö. Okay, da wollen wir auch jetzt nicht runter. Das heißt, wir laufen mal hier weiter und schauen mal. Also Bücher hatten wir schon angeschaut. Ja.
Cash.
Okay. Wunderbare Weintrauben.
Might come in handy.
Rote Beeren. Rab, rab. Ich glaube, dass er das gerne mag, oder?
A minor bird.
Well, Waldo, is your master good? I don't really know what I was expecting.
Können wir vielleicht noch eine nehmen? Da nicht.
Let's take a closer look. Dark chocolate beans. Very bitter. They're greatly prized in high society.
Ooh.
No, what have we got here? Well, it looks like a model of a lock. It's as if Mortimer is fond of complicating things sometimes.
Well, I hope I never have to try and unlock it.
Wow, der ganze Raum ist voll, ne?
Carmelite water will give me a
Take
little
it.
reprieve.
It's a book on the history of the Crusades. I don't think it has any connection with my research. A painting about a siege, dated.
So, der Albtraum soll ein Gemälde sein. Jetzt lass mal gucken. Das bestimmt nicht.
A family ancestor, apparently.
So sagte er zumindest. So, was ist das da, oder?
The Coup de Lance by Paul Rubens.
Oder ist es dieses riesige... was kann das denn sein? Ich habe keine Ahnung.
The Nightmare painted by Fuseli in 1781. Ah, this must be what my mother was talking about.
Ach so, richtig,
I just
wo
need to
der
find out what she meant by go beyond.
Teufel drauf sitzt. Go Beyond.
Hey,
Dahinter,
looks
da
like it's
oben.
mounted on rails on each side. It should lift up, I think.
Okay,
There
probier
must
doch
be a
mal.
mechanism somewhere.
Na gut. Ist das diese... Ah, was ist das da unten? Klack. Alles klar. Oh. Eine Kombi. 4 Zahlen, oder was?
Aha, I found it. Oh, what on earth is this? A ring lock now? Great. That's all I needed.
Kombi knacken.
Now, what have we got here? Well, it looks like a model of a lock. It's as if Mortimer is fond of complicating things sometimes.
Beachten Sie bitte, dass Dateien meiner Privatsammlung sind unter der Fügung der Jahreszahlen, da mir ein Kalender der Freimaurer AL entsprechen. Okay. Mann, Freimaurer. 1792. Nehmen wir doch mal 1792. Kann ja nicht richtig sein, oder? Tja, achso, vielleicht noch das Ding da unten.
Looks like there's a marker on number 1 on the second roller. Well, I got it wrong. It doesn't matter.
Und Lebensmittel, Kerzen, bla, Holz. Und Glas, Gemälde vom Meister. Wein, Wasser, Pulver. Komm, es hat auch was mit dem Vogel zu tun.
A mina bird.
Tell me the door code. Here I am talking to a bird. Shame on me. Sarah DeRiche? Waldo, you know Sarah? What? Repeat that, Waldo. Sarah? What about Sarah?
Good God, what's been happening here? Tell me the door code. Here I am talking to a bird. Shame on me.
Boom.
What have I done? Looks like I've killed him. Oh shit. I better not hang around.
Er schläft nur. Irgendwelche Tricks, habe ich da noch irgendeine Idee?
Hey, there are 2 dates on this painting. 1154 AD and 5154 AL.
Oh, 5154, 1154. So, also Nummer 1154. Upsi.
Well, I
Also
got it wrong.
54
It doesn't
nicht.
matter.
Was war das? 54, 53? Was war das andere?
Hey,
Weil 11, das ist
2 dates on this
1100
painting.
irgendwas.
1154 AD and 5154 AL.
51, 54. So. Oh, shit. 51, 54.
Well, I got it wrong. It doesn't matter. This painting isn't finished. And it looks like Mortimer probably did it. Not bad, but I can't exactly say it's been done in the style of the period. Coup de Lance by Paul Rubens.
Okay, hilft natürlich nix.
William Alexander Mortimer I, the 12th month of Anno Lucis, 5190. That's a funny date.
5000 was? 5400? Was? Normal.
William Alexander Mortimer I,
5190.
the 12th month of Anno Lucis, 5190. That's a funny date.
Okay, 5190. 5190. So.
Damn it. Doesn't work.
Damn it.
5190. I was pretty sure it was right. Maybe I didn't use the right dating system. A painting depicting the Third Crusade. It's titled Winter Before the Fall of Saint-Jean d'Acre.
Tja, was ist denn mit dem Vögelchen Cheep Cheep kaputt? Oder dieses Lock hier.
Now, what have we got here? Well, it looks like a model of a lock. As if Mortimer is fond of complicating things sometimes. Well, I hope I never have to try and unlock it.
Tja, haben wir aber wahrscheinlich, ne? Ups. Nachricht. Mutters Taschentuch. Was haben wir denn noch? Nee, das war nicht. Wie kriegen wir den Typen? Ich weiß es nicht. Lass uns mal schauen hier. Ah, es muss noch einen Hinweis geben, oder? Da können wir auch nicht wieder runter, ne? Wir müssen das knacken, oder? Ja. Warum haben wir denn jetzt den Vogel kaputt gemacht? Kann nicht sein. Von wann ist das Bildchen? Können wir es wieder runterfahren? Nee.
Looks like there's a marker on number 1 on the second roller. Looks like there's a marker on number 1 on the second roller.
Hört sich alles gleich an, ne? Man kann nicht irgendwie... Man hört nicht irgendwas oder irgendwie sowas. Ah, die Kombi, ey, das ist jetzt echt...
A painting depicting the Third Crusade. It's titled Winter Before the Fall of Saint-Jean d'Acre. William Alexander Mortimer I, the 12th month of Anno Lucis, 5190. That's a funny date.
$5,190, ey. Weil sonst noch irgendwelche üblen Bilder, die wir uns anschauen könnten. Sehr gute Zeus. Hier so viel gefunden von ihm. Ups. Mist. Müssen noch ein bisschen suchen, ey. Ich habe noch keine Idee. Gucken wir nochmal. Was ist denn da? Warum ist das so schön beleuchtet? Ah, hier ist aber nichts. Ah, genau. Nochmal ins Buch gucken. Klar. Okay. Darstellung der Familie Mortimer.
Well, well. History of the Mortimer lineage. Looks like his ancestors have always sought to improve society and have had an open attitude towards the arts. Oh, the family tree. Lord William Alexander Mortimer, lover of the arts and the sciences, he took up politics at an early age. After rapidly becoming influential, he decides to retire from public life in order to organize conferences reserved for the elite with the aim of finding answers to world problems. Blah, blah, blah. He's also an only son, and the book doesn't mention any known descendant. The direct descendant of William Alexander Mortimer I was born in 1195 on his father's return from the Crusade. only son, more discreet than his father, it states that he was widely traveled. He produced only one descendant, named William Michael Mortimer. He died in 1275. There's no chapter dedicated to his mother.
Boah. 1275 können wir natürlich auch mal ausprobieren.
Many families kept documents of their history, but I've never seen anything like this before. Such regularity in writing them up through the generations for such a long time. First time I've ever seen that. Mortimer gives considerable importance to his origins. That's undeniable.
Okay, dann wollen wir natürlich frühere.
This seems to be the list of grants and sponsorships given by the Mortimer family. In 1645, the Mortimer family allocated a pension to be passed down the generations to the Nérac family from Bordeaux, ship owners and refiners from father to son, a family known for their expeditions to Africa and America.
Boah, nee, das bringt alles nix. Ganz zurück.
Well, well, history of the Mortimer lineage. Looks like his ancestors have always sought to improve society and have had an open attitude towards the arts.
Stammbaum.
Oh, the family tree. All right. For one, the women of the lineage are not mentioned at all. What a cavalier attitude. Right. Let's see. Who else is there?
Oh, William Familienorganisation
All the
analysieren.
descendants are called William Mortimer. There have been only male descendants. All of them only sons. Strange. It was uncommon to have only one child in those days, let alone all only sons. How was that possible? It really makes you wonder if all those sons really are official descendants. I'm smelling something shady here.
Okay, William August, William Birth, wir sind...
Another at random. William Mortimer again. Only son, him too. Born in 1573 and died in 1665. The Mortimers lived to a ripe old age, that's for sure. Discreet again. The summary states that he was an excellent merchant, and that towards the end of his life, he entered politics? Only son, a descendant with a singular name. He also took a wife and had only one child, named William again.
Alter.
The first William Alexander Mortimer. He was born in 1131 and distinguished himself during the Third Crusade, during which he rubbed shoulders with Richard the Lionheart.
Also
He showed outstanding
1131,
bravery
wie wär's
during the
damit?
siege of Saint-Jean d'Acre. He died in 1211 in the country of Westford at the age of 80. What longevity. Nice. Nothing is mentioned about his wife.
Also sagen wir mal 1131, oder? Ich probiere mal. Komm. Wünsch mir Glück.
Well, I got it wrong. It doesn't matter.
Vögelchen, bist du wieder am Start? Ne, der ist echt kaputt, ne? Den habe ich kaputt gemacht. So, 11:31, wann ist der gestorben?
Oh, the family tree. All right. For one, the women of the lineage are not mentioned at all. What a cavalier attitude. Right. Let's see. Who else is there? Lord William Alexander Mortimer, lover of the arts and the sciences, he took up politics at an early age. After rapidly becoming influential, he decides to retire from public life in order to organize conferences reserved for the elite with the aim of finding answers to world problems. Blah, blah, blah. He's also an only son, and the book doesn't mention any known descendant. Lord William Alexander Mortimer, lover of the arts and the sciences, he took up politics at an early age. After rapidly becoming influential, he decides to retire from public life in order to organize conferences reserved for the elite with the aim of finding answers to world problems. Blah, blah, blah. He's also an only son, and the book doesn't mention any known descendant.
Okay.
Lord William Alexander Mortimer, lover of the arts and the sciences.
Immunität, ey. Shitty.
He took up politics at an early age. After rapidly becoming influential, he decides to retire from public life in order to organize conferences reserved for the elite with the aim of finding answers to world problems. Blah, blah, blah. He's also an only son, and the book doesn't mention any known descendant. All right. For one, the women of the lineage are not mentioned at all. What a cavalier attitude. Right. Let's see. Who else is there? Only son, a descendant with a singular name. He also took a wife and had only one child, named William again.
Die heißen einfach alle William. Hey, shitty.
William Mortimer again. Only son, him too. Born in 1573 and died in 1665. The Mortimers lived to a ripe old age, that's for sure. Discreet again. The summary states that he was an excellent merchant, and that towards the end of his life, he entered politics?
Was hat er gesagt?
Another at random. William Mortimer again. Only son, him too. Born in 1573 and died in 1665. Mortimers lived to a ripe old age, that's for sure. Discreet again. The summary states that he was an excellent merchant, and that towards the end of his life, he entered politics?
Lass mal ausprobieren. Oh. 1573 kann ich mir auch nicht vorstellen. Das ist eigentlich nur ausprobieren. Und das hier nochmal einordnen.
A painting depicting the Third Crusade. It's titled Winter Before the Fall of Saint-Jean d'Acre. Now, according to this title, it's wintertime on the painting, so it can't have been late in the year of 11. It must be in the first months of that year, probably in January or February of that year.
So, 1173 oder was? 1573, shit. 1173, komm. 1573 was, ne?
Well, I got it wrong. It doesn't matter.
Komm, 15. Oh.
Well, I got it wrong. It doesn't matter.
Oh, shit.
Looks like there's a marker on number 1 on the second roller.
Ich sehe keinen Marker. Wow, echt nicht einfach. Wenn das wirklich immer wieder aufwachen würde.
A painting depicting the Third Crusade. It's titled Winter Before the Fall of Saint-Jean d'Acre. This painting isn't finished. And it looks like Mortimer probably did it. Not bad, but I can't exactly say it's been done in the style of the period. Hey, there are 2 dates on this painting. 1154 AD and 5154 AL. The 2 dates most likely relate to 2 calendars. The Gregorian calendar and the Freemason calendar.
Mhm.
Hey, there are 2 dates on this painting. 1154 AD and 5154 AL.
Okay. Nehmen wir an, es geht wirklich jetzt hier um das Ding und wir müssen aber...
A painting depicting the Third Crusade. It's titled Winter Before the Fall of Saint-Jean d'Acre. From what I know, the fall of Saint-Jean d'Acre took place in the summer of 1191. Now, according to this title, it's wintertime on the painting, so it can't have been late in the year of 1191. It must be in the first months of that year, probably in January or February of that year.
So, sagen wir 1191.
Well, I got it wrong. It doesn't matter.
Hatte das hier auch 2 Datumseinträge?
William Alexander Mortimer I, the 12th month of Anno Lucis, 5190. That's a funny date.
5119. Okay.
Damn it. Doesn't work. 5190. I was pretty sure it was right. Maybe I didn't even know. What have we got here?
Als Sie vielleicht schon gedacht haben, müssen Sie von den Jahrzehnten 4000 Jahre abziehen. Also wie bitte? Beachten Sie bitte, dass Sie einen Teil meiner Privatsammlung müssen von den Jahreszahlen 4000 Jahre abziehen, damit die Besucher nicht über merkwürdige Angaben wundern. Okay. Also 4000 abziehen. Wenn wir das jetzt hier wissen.
A painting depicting the Third Crusade. It's titled Winter Before the Fall of Saint-Jean d'Acre. From what I know, the fall of Saint-Jean d'Acre took place in the summer of 1191. Now, according to this title, it's wintertime on the painting, so it can't have been late in the year of 1191. It must be in the first months of that year, probably in January or February of that year.
So, 1191, shitty.
Oh, the family tree. Lord William Alexander Mortimer. Lover of the arts and the sciences, he took up politics at an early age. After rapidly becoming influential, he decides to retire from public life in order to organize conferences reserved for the elite with the aim of finding answers to world problems. Blah, 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 blah. He's also an only son, and the book doesn't mention any known descendant.
Weitere Vorfahren, letzter Nachfahre.
The direct descendant of William Alexander Mortimer I was born in 1195 on his father's return from the Crusade. Only son, more discreet than his father, it states that he was widely traveled. He produced only one descendant, named William Michael Mortimer. He died in 1275. There's no chapter dedicated to his mother.
Also William Michael Mortimer, wie heißt denn er jetzt hier? Warte mal, lassen wir kurz. Wie heißt der Typ? Sorry, Notizen, da sind wir. William what? Lord William Alexander, okay. Alexander heißt der Gute.
The first William Alexander Mortimer. He was born in 1131 and distinguished himself during the Third Crusade, during which he rubbed shoulders with Richard the Lionheart. He showed outstanding bravery during the siege of Saint-Jean d'Acre. He died in 1211 in the country of Westford at the age of 80. What longevity! Nice. Nothing is mentioned about his wife.
1131. Da, 3-1. Mal gucken, ob das was bringt. Komm.
Well, I got it wrong. It doesn't matter.
Boah, das ist aber ein krasses Rätsel, ey. Was ist denn mit dem Bild hier noch gewesen?
Coup de Lance by Paul Rubens. Well, well. History of the Mortimer lineage. Looks like his ancestors have always sought to improve society and have had an open attitude towards the arts. Oh, the family tree. All right. For one, the women of the lineage are not mentioned at all. What a cavalier attitude. Right. Let's see. Who else is there? Another at random. William Mortimer again. Only son, him too. Born in 1573 and died in 1665. The Mortimers lived to a ripe old age, that's for sure. Discreet again. The summary states that he was an excellent merchant, and that towards the end of his life, he entered politics? Only son, a descendant with a singular name. He also took a wife and had only one child, named William again. All the descendants are called William Mortimer. There have been only male descendants. All of them only sons. Strange. It was uncommon to have only one child in those days, let alone all only sons. How was that possible? It really makes you wonder if all those sons really are official descendants. I'm smelling something shady here. Lord William Alexander Mortimer, lover of the arts and the sciences, he took up politics at an early age. After rapidly becoming influential, he decides to retire from public life in order to organize conferences reserved for the elite with the aim of finding answers to world problems. Blah, blah, blah. He's also an only son, and the book doesn't mention any known descendant. The first William Alexander Mortimer. He was born in 1131 and distinguished himself during the Third Crusade, during which he rubbed shoulders with Richard the Lionheart. He showed outstanding bravery during the siege of Saint-Jean d'Acre. He died in 1211 in the country of Westford at the age of 80. What longevity. Nice. Nothing is mentioned about his wife.
1211. Mann, das ist echt eine Rumgespiele, ne? Ich weiß jetzt nicht.
Well, I got it wrong. It doesn't matter. Strange. All the dates are all wrong. They indicate events that took... Wait, did I miss something?
Erster Kreuzzug, bla bla bla, dritter Kreuzzug.
The famous call of Pope Urban II. 20 years after the capture of Jerusalem from the Arabs by the Turks, Urban II convened the council. He promises a plenary indulgence to Christians who go and get Jerusalem back from the Turks. The result: the Jewish community on the road to Jerusalem found itself persecuted for no reason. 12,000 Jews would perish, not to mention the massacre of Ma'ara, where acts of cannibalism by Frankish crusaders were reported, or even the capture of Jerusalem, where approximately 30,000 were left dead. It signaled the beginning of centuries of wars of religion.
Wir brauchen einen dritten, ne?
The Crusades took place not long after the year 1000. Here all the dates say 5,000 and something. I'm guessing this dating system begins 4,000 years before the calendar that we use. Yet, I'm getting the feeling that there's something else, another small detail, but what is it? The famous call from Pope Gregory VIII in his Audita Tremendi bull of 5,187. Oh, the crusade where Richard the Lionhearted distinguished himself.
It states the first sea blockade of Saint-Jean d'Acre was broken in the 12th month of 5190 AL, whereas the siege had been going on for 2 years.
Also, 1189. Puh. $11,90, ne? 1189, 1190 bis 92. Das heißt, also das Ding hier können wir doch dann einordnen, oder nicht?
A painting depicting the Third Crusade. It's titled Winter Before the Fall of Saint-Jean d'Acre. I get the impression I've seen that before. In fact, I've read something on the Crusades before in the study. He clearly loves the subject.
Also habe ich gesagt 1189. Ich meine, ich kann es ja mal eingeben. 11.
Still not working.
Lass noch mal gucken.
I counted the wrong
1189.
way. It must be 1 year more then, right?
History of the First Crusades by Pierre-Amédée de la Salle.
Strange. All the dates are all wrong. They indicate events that took place in the year 5000 and something? Wait, did I miss something?
Also dritter Kreuzzug
Famous call
89, ne?
Pope Gregory VIII in his Audita Tremendi Bull of 5187. Oh, the crusade where Richard the Lionhearted distinguished himself. It states the first sea blockade of Saint-Jean d'Acre was broken in the 12th month of 5190 AL, whereas the siege had been going on for 2 years.
Also 90 oder bis 92. Okay. Sagen wir mal 1190, ne? Oder weitere 2 Jahre. Ich habe aber keine Ahnung.
Doesn't work, damn it. I really thought I was close. 1190. Isn't the right date when you subtract 4000? I must have missed a subtlety.
91.
Open Sesame.
Okay. Cool.
Let's see what you've been hiding, Lord Mortimer.
Tja, das machen wir aber natürlich erst beim nächsten Mal. Also, bis dann, ciao.